You were there. You had
I
it.
know I did it. I did it. I just had visions of you going, way. Hello, I'm Ainsley, and this is Stephen, and welcome to Match Bell. This is our first ever top 10 list. So go down in the comments, like and share and subscribe. This is our top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time. Let's get into the honorable mentions, Stephen.
Honorable mentions. The Undertaker versus CM Punk, WrestleMania 29. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit versus Triple H, WrestleMania 20. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 19. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 19. And TLC 2, WrestleMania X7.
Number 10, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 31. Anticipation was low for this one, but let me tell you, it outshone every expectation everyone had of this match. Roman Reigns, not particularly hot going into it after the Royal Rumble disaster in 2015, but this match was brutal. The suplexes, Suplex City bitch for the first time. It had everything. Brock Lesnar being pushed into the ring post and just bleeding everywhere, ramped up the intensity on this one to another degree. It was intensity on all ends, and then Seth Rollins coming out of nowhere to cash in his Money in the Bank. The first time that has ever happened during a match. It's never happened before. Then pushing Roman Reigns out the ring, getting a near fall on Lesnar, and then before you know it, Lesnar coming back in again. The explosion at the end before Rollins walks away with the win after a pin on Reigns, swinging the belt around at the top of the ramp. It was glorious.
Number 9, Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, WrestleMania 24. Now this is the first time that Shawn Michaels makes the actual list, not the honourable mentions, but just trust me right now, this will not be the last time. This match had so much emotion and intensity going into it. Flair was on his winning streak after having Vince McMahon put the stipulation on him that one more match, you lose one more match, and that's it, you're gone, you're retired. Throughout this match, it was an emotional masterclass. We had Shawn reluctant to push Rick out of his misery. He just really didn't want to at times, but Rick, he fought back. He kept coming back, and we get to that moment. I'm sorry. I love you. Super kick, bang, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Ric Flair's career was over until TNA. They come calling a few days later. You want to come over here, Rick? And that was it. It ended. But we still have this moment, and it was amazing.
Number 8, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. This one was a wrestling clinic. Starting with an attack at the Royal Rumble after Shawn Michaels eliminated Kurt Angle, he came back, bloodied Shawn up, and with an angle lock onto the steps outside. It was a reasonable build, but the match itself was incredible. Shawn's resilience and angry Kurt Angle, what felt like the longest angle lock of all time. Shawn's face just dripping in intensity. It was an incredible match. Two of the greatest of all time doing what they do best.
Number 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, WrestleMania X7. This was a massive payoff for the year, which started with Backlash. We got Austin winning the Rumble, and they finally got his other opportunity. Two of the greatest wrestlers of all time with such great chemistry together. This match started with The Rock being a bit more heelish, Austin getting cheered, but they took the crowd on an emotional roller coaster, and it ended with the shock of Austin siding with the devil. The Rock just wouldn't give in, no matter what Austin did. We got weapons, we had everything, two men trying to take him down, but eventually it got a bit too much, and Austin got the win here. They proper switched the crowd. We just got everything out of this match. What a great match. I can't really say any more than that.
Number 6, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13. Well, this may appear a little low on the list for some, but it's just the way we ranked them. Ken Shamrock doing a great job as referee, bringing a Ken Shamrock-like intensity to this one. But let me tell you, the story is all about the match. The double turn, the way Bret goes in as the triumphant face, Austin going as the defiant heel, and by the end they switch around, Austin dripping in blood and passing out to the sharpshooter. It's an iconic piece of imagery that will never leave wrestling fandom. Maybe, just maybe, the greatest match either of them have ever had.
Number 5, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, or as he's known as Match Bell, Ricky the Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 3. Now, the in-ring work was well ahead of its time here, and it shows 34 years later when you see people doing the exact same stuff in the ring, and it's still working so well. It was such a fast-paced and hard-hitting match. This one, both men put in an absolute complete performance. Not to mention, me personally, I love to watch George the Animal Steele's at ringside, the best face game in the business. Not to be outdone, Elizabeth, she brought a really good face game and told the story of a match through her own emotions to what made just an absolutely outstanding WrestleMania match, as I've said, well ahead of its time.
Number 4, The Undertaker vs. Triple H, WrestleMania 28. The end of an era. Just the story of two men trying to break one man's WrestleMania streak over the course of 4 years. D-Generation X, 2 for Shawn Michaels, 2 for Triple H. They threw everything at this man, and this is the point where that all culminated. Shawn Michaels with an exquisite performance as referee, possibly the greatest refereeing performance of all time outside anything Little Nature's ever done. Possibly the greatest false finish of all time, with The Undertaker kicking out of the super kick into the pedigree combination. Absolutely fantastic. The storytelling in this match is beyond all others. Go and watch our watch along for this one. You'll nothing but enjoy it. What a match. What a match.
Number 3, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 10. Now this is one of, I can confidently say, one of the best matches I've ever seen from the standpoint of a technical wrestling and the pure chemistry between these two. It's so obvious that these have grown up together. It's so obvious they're brothers. They just knew each other. They didn't have to talk, didn't have to think. They're just on the same wavelength. Owen Hart is definitely one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. He does not get the dues he deserves. This was such a great story between the two brothers. One guy trying to prove himself, prove that he's as good as his older brother, prove I'm here, I'm just as good. Why am I not getting the shots? And Bret, he was there. It was what he had to do to get past, to get to his title match later in the night. It's just something he had to get through. His mind wasn't there. Nothing more to be said really on this one. Honestly, trust me, if you haven't seen this, go and watch it. It's a fantastic match.
Number 2, The Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 26. My favourite WrestleMania match of all time. These last two could go in any order. One of the best stories in wrestling of all time. The Rumble, Shawn Michaels' performance after desperately trying to get into the title match with The Undertaker. The Chamber afterwards, when he cost The Undertaker the title, desperately clawing with every inch of what was left of a broken mind, trying to get into The Undertaker's match at WrestleMania. He tried everything. He got there in the end. And what a match it was. The story of Shawn Michaels' retirement until Saudi Arabia, but even so, the defiance of Shawn at the end, looking up at The Undertaker, the throat slit at the end, the tombstone, and watching Shawn Michaels retire, the ovation from the audience. Absolutely incredible scenes. What a match.
And number 1, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Now let's be honest, these last two could have gone in any order. It's all down to your personal preference. And this is just the way it's come out. This is probably my favourite WrestleMania match of all time. It's one of the best in-ring performances between two guys I've ever seen. The tension of the streak being broke by Mr. WrestleMania himself was absolutely palpable. Is one of the most genuine moments we thought the streak could be broke up until this point. They pulled out absolutely everything for this one. We had suicide dives, we had everything right up until that finish, the moonsault attempt into the tombstone for the 3. What a moment. You just thought, that's it. How can anyone beat The Undertaker? Undertaker comes out of this with his streak intact, and that is why it's our number 1.
That was our Match Bell Top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time. We hope you enjoyed it. Go down into the comments. Let us know what yours are. Let us know what you think we missed out, even without the honourable mentions. And I'm sure we'll be able to do a watch along of any of them that you want during our watch along videos. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, share it with all your friends. And until next time, have a good day, and I'll see you in a bit.
Bye.